Hey everyone, today I wanted to do another deep dive into livestock guardian dogs and talking about what makes them unique and different compared to a pet dog. So if you will hang out with me for a little bit, whether you love dogs, are considering getting a livestock guardian dog, or just want to learn more about them, I think there will be a little bit of something for everybody in this video. So let's talk about what livestock guardian dogs are. They were bred over thousands of years to protect livestock from predators, and they are significantly different from pet dogs. Unlike traditional pets, livestock guardian dogs are called to be guardians, not companions. You might have already heard of some of the breeds. The most common ones would be the Great Pyrenees, Anatolian Shepherd, Maremas. We have two Caracachans and two Great Pyrenees. So the Caracachans are a little bit less heard of. We have some videos, a couple short ones, I think in our shorts. We have a couple videos on Caracachans if you are curious about them. I think they're my favorite, but they are a little bit smaller. Here's Apollo. Apollo is a Great Pyrenees. Hey Apollo. Hi buddy. So you might be asking what sets a guardian dog apart from a regular pet dog or from a different working breed. One major difference is going to be their instincts. You likely think of a German Shepherd or something similar when you think of a dog with strong protective instincts, but they really don't compare to livestock guardian dogs. Livestock guardian dogs have an incredibly strong instinct to protect. They're also naturally inclined to patrol territory and keep a watchful eye on their flock. And they're less likely to chase or play with livestock, which is what you want. A lot of times you'll still have to train a little bit of those chasing tendencies out of a particular dog, depending on their working lines and how they were brought up to begin with. If you continuously let them chase your livestock, they're going to get in the habit of it. If you never correct that behavior, if they're just being a little bit too puppy when they're young. And you definitely cannot make a breed like a herding breed do the job of a livestock guardian dog, because their instincts are completely opposing. You know, the instincts that you need for your herding dog to be effective at his job are going to be much different than, you know, the instincts that Apollo here has. And you definitely don't want to get a mix of the two. So you don't want to go to somebody who's saying, hey, I've made the perfect cross, a herding with a guardian dog, best of both worlds. No, you actually never know what instincts you're going to get. You want to make sure you stick to a purebred livestock guardian dog, or at least a Great Pyrenees crossed with another guardian dog, or whichever two breeds, as long as they're both guardian dogs, because they were obviously bred for that purpose. LGD instincts are very deeply ingrained, so that's really important to keep in mind if you're looking to get one. They will set up a large territory if they're not physically fenced in, and they might protect you from things like visitors, even if you don't necessarily want them to. The consequences of mismanagement are also going to be a little bit higher, as they're more powerfully built dogs than your typical pet. Their overall size and strength is going to dwarf that of a pet dog. For example, the Kangal is a breed of livestock guardian dog and has a bite force upwards of 700 pounds, which is strongest of all domestic dogs. Another key difference is their independence. Livestock guardian dogs are more self-sufficient than other breeds and have been bred to act independently, so they can make their own decisions when they're guarding their livestock alone at night. They don't rely on their owners for constant companionship or direction. Instead, they are incredibly confident in their ability to assess threats and make decisions on their own. Hey buddy, hi. 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 Those tendencies that they have to be independent might lead to difficulty training if not approached correctly from the start. These dogs are incredibly confident in their ability to assess threats and make decisions on their own. And these tendencies might lead to a difficulty training if not approached correctly from the start. So now, while most dogs thrive on obedience training and socialization, livestock guardian dogs require a slightly different approach. You still want to socialize, you still want to do some training, but you have to keep their independence in mind. They not only need to bond with their shepherd, their handler, they need to bond with the livestock they're protecting from a young age. This requires a little bit different approach than traditional training. They're going to learn through exposure and experience and shadowing their owners as they go through their daily routines. And when they're properly bonded to their shepherd, that's you, they're more willing to do what you want them to do. While their independence is an incredibly important characteristic, it can become a liability if they're not willing to work with you and what you need. So lastly, let's talk about lifestyle. These dogs thrive in rural environments where they can roam freely and perform their guarding duties. Now, when I say roam freely, I don't mean not in a unfenced property. And if you're on thousands of acres, great. But, you know, especially in a smaller property country setting, you know, we have 20 acres, 12 of them are fenced. They have free roam of our 12 fenced acres. They don't have free roam to go and bother the neighbors. It's really important to remember that good fences make good neighbors. You don't want to be getting on any neighbors' bad sides. And in most cases, in most states, I believe, they are within their rights to shoot your dog if they're on your property. So I say that with that caveat. The environment is important. You want them to be able to roam freely with limits in order for them to do their guarding duties properly. Also, they tend to bark a lot, so they're not necessarily in those cases suited for urban living or apartment living. That will become an issue as they do want to patrol and protect, and barking is part of how they do that. Livestock guardian dogs are truly remarkable animals. We love ours. They are different than any of the other dogs that we have ever owned. Yes, I'm inside now. I was freezing, but also my phone ran out of space. So just wanted to wrap this up and say that I think livestock guardian dogs are truly remarkable animals, and they are different than any other pet dog that we've ever owned, any breed I've ever been around. Just completely different. You can tell that they were specifically bred to guard livestock. They go at it with their whole entire heart. Everything that they do is based out of this instinct to protect. These unique instincts and their independent tendencies completely set them apart from other breeds of dogs. The other dogs simply, they just don't possess the same qualities needed for the uniqueness to their job, to the livestock guardian dog's job. So if you're considering adding a guardian dog to your property or your farm, understanding these differences is really crucial. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.